Hey everybody, what is going on? It's Brian with you from TheGameCommon, and we are doing some more AI battles with Civilization 6, this time with Rise and Fall. So, although our last series is still technically not over, I will have another episode kind of explaining what happens, but TLDR of it is essentially, basically, it got boring. It was hard for me to produce content because the AI wasn't doing anything. They got very unaggressive with each other, no one was attacking each other, and it just really slowed down. And I simmed it ahead of like 100 years, and literally no cities even changed hands. And I'm just like, alright, this is not going to be fun for me to actually produce content. So I am going to put out a final episode at some point here, which is basically like, hey, this is what happened. Unfortunately, I need to just have my computer running for like 4 or 5 hours to actually finish the game, and that was kind of an issue for me. But anyways, we're going to start a brand new one, and we learned some stuff, so I think that's going to help us with our brand new one. So let's do advanced setup. I already have a configuration loaded. And so essentially we have our nine Rise and Fall civilizations. We're going to figure out which one is the most powerful out of these 9. The other thing is I have all 14 city-states turned on, and we're doing a small map. So hopefully with this is going to force them to be on top of each other. No one's going to have a lot of room to grow, so that should hopefully provide us with lots of fireworks, which should be entertaining. I also bumped the game difficulty up to King. I'm hoping that's going to make them a little more aggressive. I don't know. The only thing I'm not sure about with this is I know when you get to higher difficulty levels, the AI get a certain boost. I don't know if who we're quote-unquote playing as, if he's not going to get the boost and everyone else will, which is one reason for us to maybe keep the difficulty level lower. We'll have to see. I'm not sure which one. I think it's Prince, in which the AI basically is just flat. There's no negatives and there's no difficulties, or there's no bonuses. But we'll try King and we'll kind of keep an eye on it and see what happens. We're also doing quick speed. I'm hoping we'll be able to get to late tier quicker. Maybe we'll be able to see certain science victory or culture victory or something like that a little quicker. We'll have to see. I'm also doing shuffle map, which should be really entertaining because we have no idea what the map's going to be. Now, if it turns out to be a little more Pangea, like everyone's going to have their own little small island, maybe we'll have to reload it just because it's not going to, they won't attack each other. Like, it just seems like the AI just doesn't know how to attack over water sometimes, which is kind of depressing. And like I said, we're doing a small map. Oh, the only other thing I should note is we are doing a balanced start position. So the big thing with the balanced start position is no one's going to get any specific bonuses. So Poundmaker's not going to start surrounded by a whole bunch of stuff that no one else is, and so he's going to run away with the game. So I'm going to go ahead and start the game, and I'm going to go ahead and put a cut in here, and then I will pop in as soon as we're ready to load up in the game. Okay, so we finished loading in the game. I actually have changed things ever so slightly. So I did notice when I loaded in on King difficulty that the human player started with, you know, what you normally start with, a warrior and a settler, but the AI started with 2 warriors and a builder as well as a settler. So I ended up bumping the difficulty down to Prince difficulty. The other thing we ended up noticing is when I stopped the autoplay, I could not start the autoplay again. So I don't know if that's a bug. I don't know if that was like a one-time bug or if that's something that's going to happen every single time we load the game. So what we're probably going to end up doing, at least for this first episode, is just keep things running, and then we'll have to go from there. So the map is really interesting. It kind of reminds me a little bit of like a Mediterranean map back from like Civ 5 or Civ 4, I think it was, where basically you have a bunch of land around the outside. You have ocean on the you have land in the kind of middle outside. The outside you have a bunch of ocean, and then in the center you kind of have this large lake, which is pretty cool. As for actual starting positions, down here we have India, who has kind of their own little peninsula for them to control, at least initially. But then right on their side is Mongolia. So both of these are pretty warlike civs, and they're going to actually be probably fighting each other pretty early on. So that should be interesting to keep an eye on. Then up north a little bit, we have Amsterdam. Remember, Amsterdam has a special ability where they can actually build on lakes, so they actually have a lake nearby that they could actually convert to their special building. Also, too, if they explore up here and they maybe throw a city city down up here. They might be able to build all up here, which would be pretty cool to see. But then right to their left is Mapuche. So it'll be intriguing to see how these guys respond to each other. And then we also have Zulu over here, who is kind of also very warlike as well. So we'll have to see kind of what happens with this. Now, what would be funny is if the Netherlands came and stole their builders right away, but I don't think they are. We have a bunch of city-states up to the north, and then we have Scotland over here to the northeast. More city-states to the east. Directly south of Scotland is actually the Cree. The Cree, who start off pretty freaking strong, so it'll be intriguing to see what happens here. Now, the Cree are pretty peaceful, so I don't know if they'll actually declare war on each other, but if they do, their early scouts may actually just kind of walk over Scotland. We'll have to see. Then far east, we have a bunch more city-states down here. And then we have Georgia, who I feel actually has probably the strongest start position because they have 2 city-states here, they have a bunch of city-states over here, and a bunch of room to start with. So it'll be intriguing to actually see if they can actually take advantage of their starting position. So for now, we're just going to keep flying through. Looks like Mongolia is actually under siege right now. They do have a settler that's trying to go out. Unfortunately, they may lose him. Yeah, they may actually lose that guy, so it's going to be interesting. India did throw down their second settlement already, but they are also under siege pretty early on. It looks like Zulu is about to throw down their second city, and it looks like Netherlands are trying to get a second city going as well. I'm really intrigued to see if they're going to end up losing that settler or not. There's not much up north we really need to pay attention to because there's no CIVS up there. Scotland and the Cree, well, Cree has their settler. Scotland does not have a second settler up, so they're a little slower than the rest of the AI. And then Georgia also, now they have a settler and they have an archer, so they're pretty strong to begin with. Amsterdam is moving out theirs. Mongolia is still sitting here with their settler, so that'll be intriguing to see. Now, this city is going to be a bit under attack here if they're not careful. Now, are they going to actually survive? I don't know. That'll be intriguing to see. Now, with only 9 CIVS, I'm assuming the game's not going to lag out quite as bad as it did last time, where we're basically spending like 10 minutes per turn, it seemed like. Got really, really slow. Well, that's interesting. You have a freaking quadrime up already? Dang, dude. All right. As for our AI, or our city-states, they're just kind of hanging around on the outside, not doing much of anything. I did hear some people commented, hey, you should do like 1v1s. And I was like, that's actually a really cool idea. I would actually be intrigued to actually see some 1v1s. Like, I'd love to see like maybe India versus the Zulu or Mongolia versus the Zulu, something like that. Maybe get some of the higher aggressive military CIVS and actually have them compete with each other. I wonder if you're going to actually take... Nope, you will not take the builder. Okay, so Mongolia actually survived with their warrior. Yeah, but what's interesting is Netherlands are trying to settle at the same freaking location. What do we have here? We have uranium right there. All right. We actually have oil over here and steel. So Mongolia actually got their settler in first. There you go. So now Scotland's in a bit of an awkward situation because they need to throw down a second city. Oh, I totally missed Korea. Korea's down here to the south. And they actually did an aggressive spawn or aggressive settle up north, which is probably good long-term because they'll have a bunch of room over here to settle. Especially depending, yeah, because Georgia actually went east with their guys. Okay, so I feel like Georgia is still in a pretty strong spot. Scotland did throw down their second city. I am intrigued to see if these guys actually like each other, if they don't like each other. Unfortunately, like I said, I don't think we can pause the game or else we'd have to reload it. So I'm not really interested in having to do that, but we probably will have to do that every once in a while. Zulu are actually planning on throwing down a third city here pretty quickly. And they might be the only ones to do that. Yeah, and it didn't look like they stole it from anyone else because everyone else has 2 settlers still. Now, Netherlands have actually fallen way far behind at this point in the game because they have not gotten their second city down, and everyone else has at least 2 cities. So this is kind of awkward for them. They also are potentially... I mean, they could actually lose their settler here too, so they need to be a little careful. There is some really good areas right here for them to settle, though. Like right here, oh my gosh, that would be so epic. You got the uranium, you got the mercury, you do have crabs here, but then you also have the mountains, the hills, the river. Really strong spot. Actually, maybe even right there on the coast would even be good, too. So we'll see if they end up going over there. Anyone else? Zulu, remember, has the third settler, but they haven't put him down yet. And actually, wow, here you go. The Mapuche actually put down their third settler. So, and they kind of have blocked in India. So this is going to be interesting. Mongolia declared war on Netherlands and Korea declared war on the Netherlands. So the Netherlands are in a very awkward spot, and now they have two neighbors who have declared war on them. That's going to be interesting. They may not last long, sorry to say. The Krieg, God, look at how much freaking, oh my gosh. Look at how much land they have. If you don't know their ability, anytime they send out a trade route, the trade route will actually extend their borders within three tiles that they pass through. So you see that they actually send a trader up this way, so they actually expanded their borders that direction, which is really freaking powerful for them. It also looks like they sent a trader out this way, so they extended their borders a little bit, but it looks like the warrior actually stopped it, so that's kind of hilarious. They do have another trader out going out over here, which is going to expand their borders. Georgia still has 2 cities. Up here with the Netherlands, they still only have their single city. Nope, they did get it down. They did get their second city down. Okay. All right, so they're good. Mongolia still only has 2 cities, and they do have a settler, so they do have potential for a third. India is also trying to put their third one down. Zulu did get their third one down. Up north with the city-states, not much is happening. Although I do feel like Scotland's probably going to end up conquering Geneva. It kind of appears that's what's happening. They do have a bunch of units up there. Down here, the Cree are being overrun a little bit by the barbarians. They do have some Ouachitas. No, it's not Ouachitas. What is it? Okichita, I think is what it is. So they're going to actually be able to hopefully fight that back. I say hopefully. I'm not really cheering for anyone at this point. Georgia did throw down their third city. The thing is, they have a lot of room to grow. The downside, looking at this though, is this isn't particularly strong land. Like, where are the hills? Where's the production? I mean, they have some iron, and then they have some coal. But some of this they're not going to get till pretty late game. They almost need a city down here just for the production bonus. Korea finished a wonder. All right, what'd you knock out? I don't actually see your wonder. Oh, no, they got the pyramids. They actually got the pyramids in their second city. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, now, are they still at war? It looks like actually the Mapuche are actually fighting the Netherlands actually right now. What happened to Mongolia? Huh. I mean, they got a single warrior up there. Yep, yeah. So Mapuche are actually fighting the Netherlands as well. So the Netherlands are basically being teamed up on right now. Poor Netherlands. The Zulu. I don't know. I think it's a little dangerous to keep the Zulu over here by themselves and not to declare war. Now, what's interesting is they do have a barbarian invasion going. So, and all their units are far away. This could be really, really freaking bad for them. Luckily, they actually have cliffs here, so that's kind of protecting their city. But those horsemen are going to wreck them. Now, India does have 3 cities down, and they do appear that they're going to actually be able to take out this other encampment, so I think they're going to be okay. Mongolia is now with 3 cities. Amsterdam, or rather Netherlands, are falling pretty far behind at this point, because they only have 2 cities, and it looks like Korea is about to throw down a 4th city, and so they may actually be coming up to this spot that we mentioned earlier. Okay. Over here, Scotland is fighting Geneva like we anticipated. I don't know. I feel like Geneva's probably going to fall. I think they do have enough units, especially if you come back to their main capital. So, that is interesting. So we have our first free city. So this is a Scottish city, it looks like. Roxenburg sounds Scottish. So they actually lost enough loyalty that they actually converted. Oh my gosh, that is really freaking cool. Okay, I have to stop the autoplay, and we may just have to reload it. I hate that, but we're 10 minutes, so maybe we'll just have to do this. But they actually lost a freaking city. All right. I kind of want to see who's at war with each other. I kind of want to see what everyone's doing. I need to at least trigger the reveal all, please.
What a grand sight this must present
We do have a
under the
couple
white light. As it turns out,
wonders we need to look at, and this one I think is actually new. The Ubisonar Hollow. So essentially, it's a 4-tile natural wonder. Appears as marsh, provides +2 faith, +1 food, +1 production. It looks really cool. I love it. So we complete a civic. Don't really care. All right. So I wanted to take a look here. Free city. I've not actually seen this yet. So my assumption is then Scotland is fighting a Dark Age. Yeah, so we have Tamir, we have the Georgian Empire, we have the Zulu, and we have the Scottish Empire. All are in Dark Ages right now. No one actually got a Golden Age. Remember, we are on quick, so that might mean we're going to see more Dark Ages than not, which is really interesting. Where are we at actually in the tech tree at this point? So it appears most everyone's still in the classical era. Mongolia is still in the ancient era, which, eek. Now, as for Roxenberg, can we actually convert with you, converse, or anything like that? I don't think so. Do you appear as a city-state? No. You don't appear up here either. So how do you actually interact? Belongs to free cities. Rebellion in 1 turn. Oh. Wait. Who are you fighting a rebellion from? The Kree, it looks like. Oh, so it's actually about to flip to the Kree. That is interesting. Okay, this is really freaking cool. So the Kree are about to get 1, 2, 3, 4 cities now. Which, remember, Korea is about to throw down a 4th settler, it looked like. Depends on where they're going. Actually, I think they might have lost it. Where they at? I actually lost their... They had another... Oh, no, they did throw down a city. 1, 2, 3. So they have 4 cities. Mongolia is at 3. India is at 3. The Mapuche are at 3. Netherlands are still only at 2. Zulu is at 3. Scotland now is only at 2, but they're about to flip a city-state. And then Georgia over here is at 3. Let's take a quick look and see who's at war with each other. So Scotland's not really at war with anyone. Mongolian Empire is still at war with the Dutch. The Mapuche are still at war with the Dutch. Korea is still at war with the Dutch. Everyone likes the Zulu right now, so that's really interesting. I guess last but not least, let's actually take a quick look at world rankings. Korea is currently leading in science. They're making 23 per turn, so they're kind of running away with that, which is kind of their ability, so... Netherlands are actually leading in culture, but I think they're very culture focused. Domination, Mongolia has a 273. So Mongolia actually has the strongest army right now. And then religious, yeah, I don't really care. Score-wise, Korea is beating everyone, but not by a whole lot. Yeah, Mongolia does have a freaking bunch of heavy chariots. So let's see if this actually... Yes, it worked. Okay, so it must have just bugged out the last time I did it. Okay, good. Yeah, because I actually would... Nope. This is what happened. Yeah, this is what happened, is it started it, but it didn't actually do anything with it. So that is kind of unfortunate. All right, so what the only... Oh, I can't even quick save, can I? So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to reload the game and actually reload it to the autosave. So I'll be back in half a second right as it begins. All right, let's hope that the autoplay starts. It did. Okay, cool. The other thing is, because we're in the Dark Age as India, all our saturation just went away, so that's kind of fun. But anyways... we are back. I think the Netherlands are probably going to be dying here pretty quickly. They only have 2 warriors and an archer at this point. And especially with Mongolia and Korea at war with them, they're in a really awkward spot. Now, the thing is, I don't think the Mapuche are actually going to be able to kill them off because both their archers are pretty hurt. But man, if someone brings some units, they might be able to actually take it. So Georgia finished a wonder. What did you finish? You finished, what is that? The Apadana? That's the new one. I forgot what that one does exactly. It gives faith? Maybe? I don't really remember. Korea made peace with the Netherlands. Oh, that's actually really good for the Netherlands, because Korea was probably the most dangerous one. But they're pretty hurt too, and they also have to worry about some barbarians on their gates. Now, did Scotland actually take over Geneva? No, but they are really close, so probably next turn they're going to be able to take it over. Ah, here you go. So the Kree actually did take Roxenberg. Wow. Wow, that is so freaking cool. That's interesting. I've not actually seen the loyalty in play yet. In my games, I've not seen any cities flip. I also wonder, maybe because I had such a high difficulty level, maybe the AI are less likely to lose loyalty or less likely to end up in a Dark Age. Yeah, probably they're less likely to end up in a Dark Age because they get a tech boost, but that's a whole nother thing. The Zulu have been fighting someone. Oh yeah, remember they had a freaking gigantic barbarian invasion. So they actually held on to all their cities pretty solidly there. Our city-states up north are pretty right now. Now what's interesting is Scotland does have a direct route to all these city-states. Mapuche made peace with Netherlands, so the Netherlands might have actually peaced out and they might actually be okay at this war right now. I don't know if they're still fighting Mongolia, but Mongolia does have, well, a couple barbarians, not as many. Now, what's interesting is India needs to pretty much declare war at this point if they're going to start expanding. So, and Mongolia is about to throw down another settler. So if they can put a settler right here, India is completely trapped. Now, once again, I don't know if the game ends if India dies because we're playing as India. Because that might be a little awkward for us, but we'll see. It actually looks like India survived, that they're not going to be in a Dark Age the next era. So Georgia still only has 3 cities. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 freaking cities right now for the Cree. That's really, really good. They still have not taken over Geneva. We'll see. Cree declared war on Scotland. Oh snap. They have most of their troops out of position right now. However, Scotland is a little on the weak side. They do have 2 archers, 3 archers. Yeah, that could be really interesting. We'll have to see how that one plays out. But this might be a great opportunity. If they could freaking take Stirling from them, I don't think Scotland's ever going to be able to compete. I mean, Scotland maybe already losing one of their cities might be too far behind. Oh, that's so bad. That is so freaking bad. To have the freaking spearmen, the barbarians, to spawn right on their borders when they had a war declared against them. Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible. Over here, it looks like Netherlands may be able to get a 3rd city down. Korea still only has 4, but it looks like they're about to get their 5th. Georgia also only has 3 still, which is really interesting. But it looks like they're actually trying to take Babylon. I don't know if they're going to be able to do it, though. They don't have enough troops down there, it appears. Down here, Mongolia still only has 3, as does India. And then the Mapuche have 4. With a ton of freaking archers. Like, my gosh, that is a ton of freaking archers. And then Zulu's hanging out here still with their 3. So I feel like Antioch is kind of like the next target here. And it actually, I feel like Mapuche is actually moving up there. And here's the thing. They have freaking swordsmen at this point. Is anyone else rolling around with swordsmen? It doesn't appear so. India does have elephants, though. Oh, there's your 5th city right now. Or rather, 4th city, sorry, for Mongolia. Korea has, is that their unique unit? Those are great people, aren't they? I think those are great people. They do have catapults, they do have spearmen, but they don't have swordsmen at this point. Georgia is fine. How's this war going? They did take Stirling. Wow, okay, so Scotland may actually be biting the dust here. I don't know that they can really fight them back. We'll have to see. Like we mentioned early in the game, Kree is super powerful early game. Just because they can pop out their Aquachas really quickly. And they're pretty freaking powerful early game. And they have really good movement. Oh, they pieced them out. Oh, they pieced them out. Kree, I really think you had a chance. But the Kree right now, dude, the Kree are running away with this game early on. Just look at their freaking border sizes. Like, and I mean, that's their special ability, but yeah. So Mongolia and Zulu both declared war on Korea. I wonder if that has to do with the fact that they're in 1st place. They might actually just be in 1st place right now, and that's why they declared war. I mean, the Zulu can't even see them at this point. Mongolia could. I don't know if we'll actually see any fighting, though. Because, I mean, there's a little bit of range, but not a lot. Why are they in 1st place? They do have a natural wonder. They do have a actual wonder. But that's about it for the time being. We will probably pop out of autoplay once again right around the end of the episode. Over here, our city-states are still just kind of chilling. We only have 3... Man, Georgia, dude. I really feel like Georgia had the best location to begin with. Now, here's the thing. We did talk about Georgia. They just have no production. And that might actually be biting them in the butt at this point. Even though they had a lot of room to grow, they just didn't have the production. So that's why they're suffering. Why are the Mapuche, why did they have so many units? That's actually a really good question. They don't have a ton of production over here, too. They have a little, but not a lot. They're actually building the Temple Artemis. Nope, the Mahabodhi Temple. I can't say that one. Zulu still only have 3 cities. The Mapuche are actually trying to take Antioch. I feel like they probably will be able to take Antioch. Scotland's down to 2 cities and neither are their capital, so they're really playing from behind at this point. They do still have a ton of city-states to grow through. Netherlands did get their 3rd city down. They didn't actually take over there. All right, well, there you go. Korea, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cities as well. And none of them are taken. They're just all cities they've thrown down. Man, I do feel like Korea might be a little OP in this game. I've heard people say that Korea might be OP, and I kind of, man, early on it feels like Korea might be OP. I'm actually really surprised by India, I have to be honest. They just really haven't done much of anything. They might actually be friendly with Mongolia, and that might be part of the problem. But they just don't have much of anything. Like, they have like 3 units. Like, what are they even doing? They have their step well here. They have some uranium. They went for some faith, it looks like, and they have some step wells, but they just don't have any units. We do have Zulu Swordsmen now at this point, and Zulu, actually, sorry, it looks like Mapuche are about to actually take Antioch. I feel like Zulu's trying to come and take it, but I don't think that's going to happen. Scotland got a wonder. Now that is surprising. Wow, their lands are freaking on fire too, but I think that was from when they stole the city. They got the Hanging Gardens. Interesting. Not really helpful. They do have really large cities, though. They have 2 very large cities. Actually, their population is almost equal to the Korea. If you take out their major city there. Korea did finish another wonder. The Oracle. So, there you go. That's free science, isn't it? Or it's a free... I think it's a free tech. I don't remember what the Oracle was. I remember back in Civ 5, Oracle was like my favorite wonder because it just basically gave you a free tech. You basically just got to pick a tech. It had to be a tech that you could research. So there was always like that super, like for example, shipbuilding or something that you could start building really early, but it would take like, or start researching really early, but it'd take like 40 turns. So you could grab that. Amsterdam actually got Stonehenge. Mapuche actually finished a wonder as well. They got the, what temples? Yeah, the Mahabodhi Temple. So I feel like the wonders are pretty spread out right now. So we'll have to see. Zulu is trying to put down a 4th city. They do have room down here. Mongolia made peace with Korea. All right, well, you two didn't really do anything. So that was kind of eh. Antioch is still holding true. I'm actually really shocked by this. Their garrison health is way up there still, but my gosh, they may actually be able to survive. We'll have to see. Scotland did get a 3rd city down, and they are going to throw down a 4th city if it doesn't get taken by barbarians. Korea's actually throw down a 6th city. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cities. Dang. Dang. And they're actually not trading with Yerevan, so they're probably going to come take it. I would have to imagine they're probably going to come declare war on them. Now, as for Georgia, they do have a 4th settler. They're not trading here, so they may come take one of these 2 city-states. Korea, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Zulu declared war on Mapuche. All right, that's going to be interesting. That is actually very interesting because I think Zulu did just take Antioch. But I do feel like Zulu has more units, and they also have their specialized unit at this point. The Mapuche were not early enough for them to have it. So this could be a good check for the Mapuche, is the Zulu actually at this point. We should stop the autoplay because we probably should wrap this episode up here. Korea did finish another wonder, and they're actually about to finish the Petra too. Which one's this one? Ah, crap. We're going to do this every freaking time. I guess so. Reveal all. Because we can't continue the game as is. Oh my gosh, that's going to be annoying. So... all right, really quickly, I wanted to see what wonder this was. Where are we at? Korea. This one is... I recognize it, I just don't know the name. I can't actually see it. It won't hover and tell me. There we go. The Jebel Burkal. Is that one new? Jebel Burkal. This one might be new. Awards 2 iron, provides 4 faith. Dang! Yeah, I think that one's new. That's cool. And they are about to finish the Petra, which is really good for them. Okay, let's first look at Dark Ages era progression. So once again, actually no. We have Mapuche and we have Mongolia are in a normal age. Then we have these guys are actually in the, what's it actually called? Well, these guys are in the Golden Age. And then these three, Tamar, Shaka, and Scotland, actually have the one above it, above the Golden Age. What's this called? I forgot what it's actually called. Heroic Age. That's what it is. So that's actually really, really good. And then also too, India is also in a Heroic Age. So if you're in a Dark Age and then you actually get to the Golden Age, you actually enter a Heroic Age, which gives you even better stuff. So that's really, really good. I want to take a quick look at our government. Do we have Heroic Age policies? No. Okay, just wondering. Now for the actual world rankings, Science Victory, Korea is winning. They're making 67 per turn. That is freaking ridiculous at this point in the game. Korea is also leading in culture, probably because they have like 60 wonders at this point. Domination, Korea are actually winning because they have one capital. Now, what's interesting is, remember, the Mapuche and Zulu are fighting. So, Korea has 377 military. Mongolia has 470, 447. So, the Mapuche are at 447. And then Zulu are actually only at 290. So, the Zulu are actually a lot weaker. I think it's because of all the archers. I think they have so many archers, and that's probably why. And then Mapuche are leading in religious victory. As for the actual score, Korea is pulling way away with it. Science Victory, obviously no one's close yet. No one's close there, and no one is, well, I don't know. Potentially. Mapuche actually has 3 of the 9 civs converted. So, maybe. We'll have to actually see how that works out. I think this is a really interesting start. I'm intrigued to see who you guys have predicting, who you guys are predicting to actually win. At this point, I did say Georgia at the beginning of the episode, but if I had to guess, I guess I have to go with Korea. Korea just seems super OP right now. They're leading in science, they're leading in culture. So unless someone else just like comes and declares war on them, well, but here's the thing. What's their military looking like? They're not really falling that far behind in military. So as long as they can keep a strong enough military just to kind of survive, and if they keep high enough, like if they keep high enough in the techs, like, look at how freaking, they're in the Renaissance era right now. So if they're high enough that they're rolling around with planes, it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter if they don't have as many units. But anyways, I'd be intrigued to see who you guys think are going to win. For now, go ahead and drop a like, comment, let me know what you guys think. And as always, hit the subscribe button, join the game, comment, show your support. I will see you guys next episode. Bye.